What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. Week 5. Here we are. We got to check those lineups. Got about 50 minutes until Sunday's actual slate of games starts to kick off here. We have, of course, the London game already underway and what has been a very underwhelming game for fantasy football outside of Garrett Wilson and the Vikings defense, essentially. But we'll get to that as we get through today's stream, because you guys know what we need to do now. Fantasy Q&A, whatever you guys need, start sits, last minute waivers, last minute trade advice, maybe trade advice going into week 6, roster reviews, injury updates, weather updates, all that good stuff. Get in the live chat. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football to get the best possible lineups to help us dominate week 5. All right. Currently, the score is 17-10. Vikings are up. Aaron Rodgers a little dinged up in this game. And yeah, this just has not been a great game fantasy-wise. Sam Darnold has basically done nothing. Aaron Jones got hurt. Tyler Conklin's having a decent game if you picked him up to stream. He's at 9 points. But yeah, Darnold's at 4 fantasy points. Like I said, Aaron Jones got hurt. JJ is at least at double digits with 10 fantasy points. Addison's at 6.6. I don't imagine anyone started Ty Chandler, but if Jones continues to be hurt, he's going to be a kind of waiver priority for sure. I liked Alan Lazard going into the week. He has scored a touchdown. He's only caught one pass or a touchdown. He's at least at 8 fantasy points. I liked Garrett Wilson going into the week. He's at 14 fantasy points, 14 targets, 8 receptions, 60 receiving yards. Breece Hall, what in the world is going on here? You know, Braylon Allen has 5 touches, 2 targets compared to Breece's 8 touches, 3 targets. It's not even that far off. I don't know. I mean, this was a bad matchup going up against the Vikings, but I thought the defenses would bend a little bit. I mean, we still have 12 minutes left in this game. It's 20-10 right now. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get to your guys' questions, though. CO, good morning. Lamont, good morning. How are you guys doing? Mr. Jones, Dak or JD5? Always Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels until further notice. When it has CD and Ferguson, doesn't matter. Start the better player. Olave or Debo? I think Debo is more upside against the Cardinals, but I do like Olave, like just a good floor play, safe play for sure. But it's a little bit of a tougher matchup against the Chiefs. So if you want that kind of upside, so to speak, I'd probably go Debo. But I think Olave is still super solid. Olave, a tough player for me to bench personally. Chiefs are 13th against the position. Then the Cardinals are 18th. They're not as bad as you'd think, but that Cardinals defense has definitely been struggling. So, I think more upside still lies with Debo. Kind of depends. Do you need the upside? Or do you think going into the week with what's, a little bit of a safer play with Olave is a better choice? Actually, that's a pretty tough one. Let's make it the poll. Who? Yeah. Starting in week 5. Hit the like. Do it, guys. Olave versus Kansas City or Debo versus the Cardinals. All right. See what the people say. McDouble says, I hate Brees so much. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we knew this was a bad matchup, but my thesis here all week was like, you just still have to start Brees Hall. And we might revisit that after this week. I'm not watching the game live right now. Is Aaron Rodgers back in? Tommy, what's up, man? Minnesota D is smashing. Let's go. You're looking for suggestions. Let's see. Need a defense for next week. Looking at Cincinnati versus the Giants or Buffalo versus the Jets. Now, I do like Buffalo if they're available. I like potentially the Bears. Oh, that's an overseas game. So, I know the overseas games today has been fine defensively, but I still like the Bears versus the Jags. But I feel like the Jags always play good overseas. They're used to playing overseas, right? Broncos, Chargers. I think either defense could be solid in that one. Steelers at Raiders. I like the Steelers. Yeah, I like the Bills at the Jets, and I like the Bengals. You know what? I really don't trust the Bengals defense. It depends on how bad, like Daniel Jones plays awful today against the Hawks, which he might because Neighbors and Singletary are both hurt, then maybe. But I really don't trust the Bengals defense. I'd rather start the Bills. Yeah, not great next week. Who's on bye week? Week 6 NFL buys. Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings. 4 teams again. Yeah, because I don't like Niners, Seahawks. That takes away 2 good defenses. I don't like the Saints versus the Bucks. I think you can always start the Saints, but their upside's really capped there. Texans at Patriots might be another good one. Although the Texans defense has been really difficult to trust. So we'll see. Yeah, right now I lean Buffalo. CO, what tight end should I pick up? Eric All. I mean, is it that bad? Who else is available out there? Josiah, what's up, man? In your opinion, who would you start between Ayuk and B Tom? I mean, this is a coin flip here. I think they both are really good starts. Both have super solid matchups, but to be honest, right now I trust Brian Thomas Jr. more. But this does kind of feel like Ayuk's potentially in a spot where he can kind of pop. So don't be surprised if Ayuk has a good game. But I still trust Brian Thomas Jr. more right now. He's been far more productive. Tommy, confused on who to flex. You said Coleman. I think I'm also liking Tucker. I think Myers will get locked up. Yeah, I mean, overall, the better matchup lies with Coleman, who's going to play as a wide receiver 1 today. But if you want to go Tucker, I'm okay with that. But keep in mind that the Broncos overall, it's not just Pat Surtain, but overall, they're still 3rd against wide receivers on the season. On the other hand, the Texans are 25th against the position, and Coleman's got to play like a wide receiver 1 today. So I still lean Coleman, but you want to go Tucker, I'm okay with it. Terrell, we got Wicks, Higgins, Deontay. Good morning, bro. I mean, I probably go Deontay and take the volume here. Deontay's just been super solid the past 2 weeks. But these are all good starts, all guys I've talked about throughout the week. If you want to go for upside, then throw Wicks in. Wicks, I think, has the most upside here. Higgins is a really good start. The Ravens are 24th against wide receivers right now. So they're all great starts. They all have some touchdown upside today, which in half PPR you want. Wicks, the most upside out of these players, but Higgins and Deontay, hard to bench. You're going to have a good start no matter what is the good news. Kels, what's up? JSN, Ford, or Kirk? I mean, in full PPR, I probably go. Well, I'd probably go Ford and Kirk. Let's check the weather here. I'm trying to not overreact to the weather. I feel like this happens, especially when we have our first rainy game of the year. Like everyone's like, can't start anyone, and then it's like, oh, it doesn't really end up impacting things as much as we think it will. So it's definitely going to rain with the Colts at Jags. Yeah, we're going to showers and thunderstorms. Yeah, for sure, 74% chance. Cowboys Steelers has moved up to 69%, so they both have moved up in percentage. But like for example, the Jets Vikings ended up having no rain. So, but I mean, I like Ford against the Commanders, and I like Kirk against the Colts. Sea Dog, Kyler or Fields. Ooh, I mean, I'm probably like, I'm not giving up on Kyler by any stretch. I think Kyler's still a good start today, but yeah, I think Fields is a really strong start. Really strong start. If you want to go with Fields, I think he provides, believe it or not, more upside. Akers or Tucker. I mean, I do think this could be the week where Akers actually puts together a good stat line. I feel like there's more upside with Tucker, though. Akers is the floor. Tucker's the upside play. Ramondre or Eckler. I'll go Eckler at this point. I'm not going to be surprised if Ramondre still has like an okay game. No. But yeah, I'm going to go Eckler. Any teams that will be forced to pass more than normal or have changed their scheme to more passing, I have likely an Ingram. So I'm kind of out of luck looking for a decent tight end. Yeah, it really depends on who's available out there. Because the landscape is getting thinner and thinner. I mean, I still think Brenton Strange is a good pickup, even in the rain. Colby Parkinson, like I really am not. I haven't really been in on Colby Parkinson. Or 25th against the tight end position. I would look for those two guys. The other name, like if we're getting real deep, is Noah Gray of the Kansas City Chiefs, sitting at 3% rostered. He's a tight end that sometimes gets involvement. Even when Kelsey's playing, like Noah Gray had 4 targets last week. Even with Kelsey having his best game of the year, and they're going to need more pass catchers at Mahomes trusts. So he's a little bit of a deeper option. All right, I thought Rodgers was back in. I just want to make sure. Rodgers got sacked. Johnny, what's up? Dumbest question today. Should I keep Daniels at QB or risk it with Fields? I'm going Daniels, and I really like Fields. I've been talking up Fields throughout this week. I really like Fields, but yeah, give me JD5. George, for the flex non-PPR, DJ Moore, Sermon, Downs, Coleman, or JSN. I mean, I probably still start DJ Moore here. I would imagine in a standard scoring league, DJ Moore is probably pretty frustrating, because in full PPR, he's just barely getting those double digits. So you want a little bit more upside, you could go Josh Downs, potentially Coleman. But I think I would take the volume here. Go DJ Moore. Should I be worried about the B-Rob injury? No. Start Ford over him, or am I being stupid? I mean, I don't think you're being like stupid per se. I think it's no secret that the Commanders will potentially utilize Eckler, McNichols. Like they have backs behind B-Rob. So if he's truly injured, right, or not 100%, then they might kind of spell him today. They might. And we've also seen, Eckler have value even when B-Rob's playing. And we've also seen McNichols, in the absence of Eckler, have value, and B-Rob's playing. So, I mean, this team is one of the top teams in terms of running the football in the whole NFL. They're going to run the football. So we might see B-Rob get a little spelled today, but I think if B-Rob's playing, he's been way too good to bench. I'm not too worried about this matchup. That's just me, though. This is a bad matchup, but I'm not worried about it. I think that the Commanders are going to come out second home game of the season and play well. So you want to go forward, though. I mean, the Commanders have not been good. I mean, this defense is still bad. I know the defense played well last week, but this defense has still been bad. They're still 23rd against the running back position on the season. So I still think he's an okay start. Tommy, I'm going Coleman because it's one of the national televised game in my area today. Nice. Nice. George, so I benched Brian Thomas Jr. Now it's going to rain. I mean, you have to kind of ask yourself the question, because like players sometimes still play really well in the rain, like sometimes the rain doesn't end up being as much of a factor. Like maybe for the kickers it does, but maybe for special teams or defense it does. But like sometimes, like for the offensive players, it's not that big of a deal. Sometimes it is. So it's kind of, you have to ask yourself the question. Like sometimes it really just doesn't make an impact for like skill position players. Sometimes it does. So like I still think it's a great matchup for Brian Thomas Jr. He's been just super, super consistent. I definitely think he's still starterable today. And he's definitely seen enough volume that it's definitely difficult to try and bench him here. He's had double digits every single week except for week 3 at Buffalo, where he was 0.2 points away. Christian Kirk looks super sharp. We got 18 targets to beat Tom in the last 2 weeks, 22 targets to Kirk in the last 2 weeks. They're at home. It's a really solid matchup. It's just really tough to bench them. Really, I mean, but you have some other options if this is the same roster. But Downs is one of them, I probably would try to get DJ Moore into your lineup, but B Tom's just so difficult to bench. Meso too rare. Would you replace Ferg and Brian Thomas Jr. with Kincaid and Ford? No, I would start Ferguson, but like that's the thing. I mean, Dalton Kincaid's still a great start, But Ferguson's also a great start. I mean, that's a good problem to have with how bad tight ends have been. Kincaid's a tight end 9. Fergie is a tight end 13, but of course he missed, most of week 1 and then missed week 2. The targets are going to be there for Ferguson. Ferguson, I just feel like is so consistent. But Kincaid hasn't been that bad. You can't really make a wrong choice there. I kind of lean Ferguson, though. I think it is a tougher matchup for Fergie. Yeah, the Steelers are 19th against the position. It's not too bad. Texans are actually better. They're 4th against the position. So I think I lean Ferguson, but like, let's say Kincaid scores a touchdown, then, things probably look a little bit different. It's so close with tight ends this year. I think Ford is probably the floor play here, and then you get a bit more upside with Brian Thomas Jr. So I like, here's the thing. If the rain isn't in play, then we're starting Brian Thomas Jr. no matter what. Up against Henry and Kamara this week, please pray for me. We will pray to the fantasy gods for you. Undoubtedly. That is tough. What is that? The RB1 and RB2? What about tight end Eric All? He's been solid. Yeah. 7.2, 6.2, 6.8, 0 in week 1. I mean, he'll probably get you points. Probably get you points. I mean, even with, Gesicki's been involved in all those same games, except last week he was a, dud. But I guess he's an option. I still think I like Parkinson and Strange more. So Jets got a pick a couple moments ago. It's 20-10. See, and I knew, like, my thesis was, we see one of two things in these London games, right? Defense goes out the window and we get points, or offense goes out the window. And my thesis for the week was that the defense was going to go out the window. And nope. Stunts. I have Ingram, so I need to pick up a tight end off waivers. My only options are to drop Ingram and McConkey. Who do I drop? I just drop Ingram. Yeah, I mean, people are dropping Ingram. Someone's probably going to go after him, try and pick him up, stash him for now. But like sometimes you just need points, and if you're not going to start Ingram, then it just is what it is. You got to get points on your starting lineup, Do I go Olave or Deontay this week? Already playing MH Jr. in London. Very nice, Jason. So yeah, you can't really make a wrong start here. I probably lean. I mean, truthfully, I think I still lean Olave. Like, I think Olave is a little bit safer. The Bears have been pretty good against opposing wide receivers at 7th. The Chiefs have not been bad either. I mean, like, that's the thing. It's not really a great matchup for either player. Garrett Wilson has caught a touchdown. I knew Garrett Wilson was there. There we go. Told you guys Garrett Wilson was going to have his best week of the season. I think I still lean Olave. Like if one of these players had a really good matchup, then I'd probably lean towards them, but they don't. Tommy, the Vikings defense going up against Sam Darnold, loving early football. Yeah, what did the Vikings just drop to? What are they down to 10 points now? Oh. Mine still says 14, but I don't think that's updated. Oh, it is updated. Okay, cool. Sorry, hold on one second, guys. Wicks or B Tom? I'm going Wicks. If I got Wicks, I'm rolling Wicks. I'm trying not to freak out about the weather, but it could certainly be in it. You guys have to kind of ask yourself that question. If you're concerned about the weather, then go with the play that doesn't involve the weather. You know what I mean? But it's kind of, the weather could go either way. Very hard to say. Yeah, worried about Pittman. If you're worried, then go with the play that doesn't involve weather. Man, I was depending on Sam Darnold in a super flex league that I'm undefeated in. Darnold, Baker, Goff. My streak might go down there. Zach, trade Reed for Cook. I have Chase, Reed, McLaurin, Smith, Neighbors, Gibbs, H.A. Mixon. You do have very good wide receivers. I really like Jaden Reed, though. I mean, I've been pretty high on Jaden Reed. Like, was high on Jaden Reed going into week 1. So my top buy low option before he popped off again last week. I mean, you can still do that. Maybe I think I try to trade McLaurin, but like I think you'll get Cook for Reed easily. So I think you with this roster, I think you can do this trade. I mean, you'll have Chase, McLaurin, Smith, and Neighbors. Smith and Neighbors have been a little dinged up, but I think you can do the trade. I think you're probably frustrated with A-Chain and Mixon. But like if you can, and it's a tough week for you because Mixon's out, Gibbs is on bye, Neighbors out, Smith is hurt and on bye. So you're probably a little bit frustrated, but this is still a good roster and a good long-term roster. I mean, if you want to hold, I'm okay with that too. Niners worldwide, MH Jr. Kirk. It's MH Jr. Not even close. Not even close. And I mean, Kirk's been playing well. Don't get me wrong. He's also got the rain as a factor today. Yeah, I would just go. I go MH. Mr. Green, start 3. Olave, Ayuk, more Wicks. Yeah, this is a tough one. You've got good options here. I go Olave, Ayuk, and Wicks. Give me the upside with Ayuk's matchup. Give me the upside with Wicks and his matchup. And I'll take Olave as the floor play. I still think DJ Moore is okay. Definitely startable today. Gabriel, we got Ford or Trey Sermon. I'm still going Ford. I'm really only starting Trey Sermon like if I'm desperate. You know, I'm not going to go out of my way to start him per se. So yeah, only if I'm desperate. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. Niner says, of course he did because I'm playing him. That's how it goes. Ertz or Komet? I think the upside lies with Komet. Ertz gives you a little bit more of a floor, but the upside lies with Komet. Here's a tough roster for you guys to look at. So I've got Superflex League. I got Jaden Daniels and Stafford. Anthony Richardson's my other quarterback. Barkley's on bye. I've been really bad with, I mean, Pacheco got hurt. I've been really kind of screwed with running back because of that. I mean, I was rolling Barkley and Pacheco and feeling great, but right now I'm having to start Dowdle and Hill. There's really like there's no one out there, but wide receivers are the most interesting part here. I'm starting Ertz at tight end, but Deontay Cooper, Jaden Reed. Then I got Robinson, Shaheed, Wicks, and Dell on the bench. I really want to start Wicks. Who am I playing? Mr. Sarcastic, if you're out there. But I don't really want to bench anyone else. I was almost thinking of benching Stafford, but I kind of like Stafford against the Packers this week. But I kind of need some upside given that I got Dowdle and Hill in. And I thought this team was going to be so good after week 1. I mean, after week 1, we, A-Rich popped off, Daniels popped off. I had Barkley and Pacheco. Good wide receiver depth. Kind of had a problem at tight end, but that's an interesting one. We'll see. Pickens or Wicks? I go in Wicks. Going Wicks. Darnold has 3.42 points. Yes, I know. Yeah, so in the same sense, my other super flex league with Fantasy Endgame, well, Darnold's up to 5.4. So I went 0 quarterback in this league. And so I got Bijan, Henry, Worthy, Metcalf, Kraft, Dowdle, Robinson. I mean, I got Kupp, who's hurt, Amon-Ra on bye, Quinn Johnson's on bye. I feel like I had another player got hurt who was droppable, but Baker, Darnold, and Goff have been my quarterbacks, and that's been great. I'm 4-0. I lead the league in scoring, but now this week's a little bit rough. I don't know if I want to start in Njoku or Kraft. I'm down right now because this guy's got Drake London, and I got Darnold, so kind of in a tough spot. But yeah, Darnold might be ruining my streak. Is B-Rob? No, Brian Robinson Jr. is playing. He's playing. JJ with the big catch. Let's go. Elijah, Terry, JSN, Randall, Shaheed, or Eckler. Terry. Give me Terry. Deontay, Pittman, Wicks, Kirk, pick 2. Deontay and Wicks. But I really like Pittman too. This is tough. I like all these guys. I still really like Kirk too. I mean, you're not going to make a bad choice here. Best matchups are Pittman and Wicks, but Kirk's got a really good matchup too. If you want to avoid the rain, go Deontay and Wicks. And I still think you may potentially see one of the other guys have a really good game, but yeah, that's just tough. Tough. Wicks or B-Tom. I mean, if we're trying to avoid the rain, we just go Wicks. And I still think, as much as I like Brian Thomas Jr., that Wicks is probably my play. Swift or Marvin Harrison Jr. in standard. Now, I really do like Swift today. I think that Swift is going to have a good game. I like Swift. And typically in, standard, I gravitate towards the running back position. If you go Swift, I don't think it's crazy. I don't. But I probably go Marvin Harrison Jr. I think it's too hard to bench MH. It happens, Tommy. So 2 weeks ago, I think I picked up Justice Hill and played him because I had to at RB2. I think I picked Dowdle up off waivers. There's nothing. So that was when Pacheco got hurt. I went Barkley and Hill. And it was not last week when Hill had the big game. It was the week before. And Hill had 6 points. And I won by literally 6 points. So just don't forget, sometimes, you got to pick up a player and get points. Points, even if they're 6 points, 5 points will still help you. Let's see. Tank Dell or Ramondre in the flex. What's up, Gob? I mean, I'd probably go Tank Dell, but I think the situation with Ramondre is just, it's really weird. I think Ramondre could still have a decent game. It's a weird situation. It's a great matchup. It's a tough choice. I think Tank Dell gives you more upside. It's not particularly a great matchup. The Bills are giving up the fewest fantasy points to wide receivers, but I think we could get a good game script there. I'd probably go Tank Dell. Who knows what's happening with those Patriots running backs? Flex Yoshi or Lockett. I mean, this is kind of a coin flip. I think Yoshi could come up in a good game script, divisional game. I mean, you know what you get with Lockett. I would probably go Yoshi, but your guess is as good as mine. That's a true coin flip. Mike going against Darnold. Yeah, I was still in on Darnold for the week, so now I'm feeling guilt. That's the thing. Whenever we have a London game, my calls are already under scrutiny to start the day. I thought Darnold would be a little bit better in this game. Patrick need upside. Pick 2. Javonte Brown, Leggett. I think I go Javonte and Leggett for upside. What's up, Patrick? Mike, I got Mahomes in, but T-Law and Flacco in free agency. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes was basically a sit for me on the week. I think there's no in between here. He either has another 14-ish point game, or it's Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. They're gonna find ways to get this offense going, and it is a bad matchup. The Saints defense has been good. I think that's what worries me more. So I mean, they had they still got Kelsey, they got Worthy, they got some guys like Juju, Noah Gray, Justin Watson, Hunt, Pirine. Like they still got a great defense, but I just worry about Mahomes this week. I think if the rain wasn't a thing, like T-Laws is still a great stream. The Colts have been awful against quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends, and they're semi decent against running backs. And then Flacco, I mean, same thing with the Jags. Like they've been bad. So I think if the rain wasn't a thing, I'd probably lean towards T-Law and Flacco for sure. Madison or A-Chain. I got a bad feeling that the Dolphins are somehow going to muster something up offensively this week. It confused all of us. So, I mean, the upside lies with A-Chain. If you feel like you need it, go for it. The floor is with Madison. I do think Madison's a good start because there's no Zamir White today. And yeah, I know Zamir White has sucked, guys, but Zamir White has gotten tons of volume over the past couple of weeks. He's just been really bad with it. 13 touches, 9 touches, 10 touches, 17 touches last week. That's a lot of volume. And Alexander Madison has had more fantasy points every single week. 5 touches, 4 touches, 3, 5, 6 targets week 1, 3 in week 3, 1 in week 4, and has completely outscored White in fantasy. Start Leggett or Whittington. I do like Whittington. I think Whittington's a nice sneaky play. If you want to go Whittington, I'm completely okay with that. Leggett's got the worst matchup. Likely or Andrews. I mean, we're really, trying to think of a good comparison, but we're in deep here, brother. I think I'll go Andrews, but Likely's been better. I got a weird feeling because Kyle Pitts had a good game that Andrew's gonna have a good game, but your guess is good as mine. Cooper or Randall? I go Cooper. If you have Cooper, Cooper should be a start. Cooper, Jerry, Judy should be starts today. I mean, Judy, maybe not, depending on who else you have on your roster, but yeah, Cooper's a good start. He gets Washington. Robinson, I'm worried about. Singletary's out, Neighbors is out, a lot of pressure on Robinson. The volume should be there. He is coming off a heel injury too. But I worry, like the Seahawks defense has been good on the season, just not good last week. Justice, Roschon, or Tracy. Give me Justice Hill. Good game script. I would rank them in this order: Justice, Roschon, then Tracy. Dr. Clutch, what's up? 10-man PPR, you got a flex spot, B. Tom Swift or Javante. I mean, if the rain wasn't a factor, it'd be Brian Thomas Jr., no questions asked. If you're worried about the rain, I would go Swift. I really like Swift today. I'm sticking by it. So if you're worried about the rain, go Swift. Javante's got a good matchup too, but I like Swift more. If you're not worried about the rain, then go beat Tom. Armando, what's up? Olave, Higgins, or Deontay in half PPR? I'll rank them Deontay, Higgins, Olave in half PPR. But they're all great starts there. Flowers or Randall asks Juan. I will go Zay Flowers. Little off of Robinson today. Oz, Mostert or Stevenson? I would literally go Stevenson. I don't want anything to do with Mostert. Like, we got to see it out of Mostert first. No idea of how he's going to be utilized. Chase, what's up, bro? Ayuk or Pittman? Great matchups for both these guys. Rain in one game, no rain in the other. Ayuk's been so frustrating, but certainly in a position where he could pop today. If the rain wasn't a factor, I'd say Pittman for sure, but I think you could go Ayuk if you're worried about the rain. Run CMC. Will I start DJ Moore, Deontay, and Wicks over A-Chain? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got great options here. I would go with those guys. if you're in a position where like you got dirt and that's it, and then A-Chain, like, yeah, you can still start A-Chain, but all these other players are going to get points. If A-Chain pops off, I don't think you're going to be too worried because you should see good point totals out of the rest of these guys. All right. I don't know why I wasn't already playing the game off my phone. I'm trying to get my phone set up. We only got 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. My gosh. I want to see the end of I'm just going to hold my phone. I was trying to get this like lean up and I wouldn't do it. Leggett is by Flex, says Oz. I also have Emmanuel Wilson. I would definitely go Leggett over Wilson or Mostert. Did the Vikings just intercept the football? They're saying incomplete. I'm also like a play behind. The Vikings get that? I think they got to review it. Facing you in Redraft League 5. We both suck in that league. Got Lazard. Let's go. Good luck, Tommy. My league, my team has been just decimated by injuries in that league. Trace Sermon, SCO, or do you maybe have another RB2, RB3 moving up to RB1 you trust? I trust Charbonnet more. I think if you have Charbs, I mean, he's been super solid. He's found a way to get double digits every single game of the year. How is that not a pick? Yeah, Sermon's a wild card. Okay, that was a pick. The game's over. Aaron Rodgers had 3 interceptions in this game? Oh, no.
Yeah, 5-0, baby, 5-0.
That was perfect.
Good call on Garrett Wilson, though. Unbelievable day for Garrett Wilson.
I said it all week. I mean, that was my top buy low.
19 targets. 19 targets for our boy today.
Yeah. Great start. Just so you guys, believe me, I'm just gonna put this on the screen.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Here we go. And didn't I have he was in the must start video, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
All Garrett Wilson all week.
Yeah. So Vikings with the pick there. Let's go.
Yep. Stephon Gilmore, Rodgers, 3 picks today. Offense sucked. It was pretty much the exact opposite of what we thought. You thought
yeah,
it was all defense all day. All defense all day.
Yeah, I said that maybe 20 minutes ago. I was like, my thesis was the defense would go out the window, but the offense went out the window. So
yeah, it was pretty bad. But Johnny Munt, big 20-yard catch.
Johnny Munt, second greatest tight end in the league after Joe Dirt.
Oh.
All right, guys, a couple more minutes here. Pete, special guest to
last second over there.
All you Jets fans. Kirk, DJ Moore, or Randall. I mean, I'd probably just go. If you're worried about the rain, go DJ Moore. If not, go Kirk. Kirk's got the matchup. Have PPR, BTJ, Kirk in the rain, or Shaheed. Have all 3 in. I'm debating on Brian Thomas Jr. You have all 3. Yeah, I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. and Kirk both have the rain. Shaheed doesn't. The matchup's there for B. Tom and Kirk. I probably just leave Brian Thomas Jr. in, but they're all fine here. All are good plays. Don't forget to like and sub for the dub.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like. Vikings INT. Vikings defense still balling. That was the one good start for the Vikings today outside of JJ.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones hurt early.
Yeah, that changed the whole game too.
Yeah. Crazy to ask this, but Akers or Ramondre? I mean, it's not crazy. I guys, I'm telling you right now, 5 minutes till kickoff. There's a lot of calls this week that are gonna be really close. There's gonna be guys like Trey Sermon who you look back and like, oh my gosh, I wish I started him. There's gonna be guys that maybe in the same sense, like Trey Sermon, you're like, I can't believe I started him. How did Ramondre get a touchdown and Antonio Gibson didn't? How did Christian Kirk still have 20 points in the rain? Or, there's just a lot this week that's very shaky. So make sure you guys are kind of trusting your gut. Gibson or Tracy at RB2. It's like I lean Gibson, but that's due to matchup. Maybe Tracy, the volume is there and he has a good game. Maybe Eric Gray gets all the touches. There's still a lot in this week that's very shaky. I got a bad feeling about a couple things this week. Was playing versus Brees, so it was a nice outing. There you go. Yeah, Brees Hall. What are we gonna do? Probably gonna top Pete's panic video tonight. I think
like 100. Yeah, Braylon Allen is definitely the better running back on that team right now.
Yeah, we are freaking out on Brees. Brees was a guy that some people took at like the 1-2.
Yeah, I took him at the 1-2. I know people who took him at the 1-1 with after McCaffrey's injury.
And even with Bijan playing at such a low ceiling, you'd rather have Bijan right now for sure. Flacco over Burrow. I would probably keep Burrow and see Crip. I'd keep Burrow. Have a good day, Tommy. Thanks for hanging out. Leggett or Sutton? I lean Sutton. Good matchup for Sutton. He's getting all the volume.
Leggett just throw it up to Sutton. You catch it.
Yeah, I'm going with Sutton. Higgins or Flowers? I'm going Higgins. I'm a little worried about Flowers, but I do think Flowers can bounce back this week for sure. Chuba or B-Tom? Half PPR, give me Chuba. Great matchup for Chuba. DD Red, Solo Cups. Choose 3. B-Rob, B-Tom, Najee, Wicks, A-Chain. Brian Robinson Jr., I'm still starting if he's healthy. I'm starting Wicks. Can't bench Wicks this week. Most weeks I'd start B-Tom. If you're worried about the rain, you could go Najee. If you're not worried about the rain, go B-Tom. I think Najee's a really good start this week, but I really like Najee, but I don't know how high the ceiling is, to be honest. Buzzer beater, what's up, cats? Start 2 of A-Chain, B-Tom, Cooper, and Wicks. Call me crazy, but I'm going Cooper and Wicks here. Give me the matchups. Awful secondaries here, so give me the matchups. Go for the upside, cats. I just traded Jalen Reed and Najee for Brees. Did I mess up?
Potentially.
Time will tell. Potentially. Time will tell. These London games are weird. The Jets get a bye week that feels like I think that they're on bye. Maybe.
I don't know. I know the Vikings are on bye. Actually, I don't think the Jets are taking a bye.
Yeah, I was thinking the Vikings. My bad.
Yeah.
They could use a bye week though. They don't have a bye week till week 12. They get Buffalo next week. They get Buffalo, Pittsburgh in the next 2 weeks. That's tough. Then they're at New England, which I know they destroyed the Patriots last time, but I just feel like that's a trap game. Then they get Houston at Arizona, Indy before the bye. That's a weird stretch. The Jets are, they have to make it to the playoffs or this whole team is on fire, and they might already be on fire. We'll see what happens. I really like Jaden Reed, and Najee, still a low ceiling player. You got to get Wicks in there, cats. You got to do it. What's the weather problem with Brian Thomas Jr.? It says 76 and sunny. You got to be looking at the wrong report. 74% chance of rain. It's going to be raining.
It's going to be wet.
It might be 76 degrees because it's Jacksonville. I don't think it's sunny, though. Might be looking at a different game. Are you looking at Brian Robinson Jr.? That game's clear 73 degrees. But yeah, it's going to be rainy for Jags Colts. All right, guys, good luck to everyone today. It's a weird week. So be careful out there. It's still early in the season. Don't freak out, guys. A lot of factors going into the week. Just remember, it's fantasy football. Have some fun. Sit back and see what happens. Good luck to everyone. And we will have Pete's panic video out tonight. Waivers for week 6, first thing in the morning tomorrow. defense starts tomorrow, and I might sneak in an extra video tomorrow. I'm debating it. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Then we'll hop right back into our week 6 schedule. We're rolling here, ladies and gents. Thank you guys so much for another great week. Pete, I'll let you say bye and we'll get out of here.
All right, y'all, don't panic. It's a weird week. Everybody's hurt. Don't second guess yourself. Just go with your gut. And yeah, we'll panic tonight after everybody plays.
Go. All right, guys. Have fun. Enjoy the games. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And